Hello people, thanks for taking the time to view this video. So what this is going to be about is the initial test of the setup that I'm going to be using for taking video and audio while riding motorcycles. So the camera I'm using, that I will be using while I'm on the motorcycle, is also the one I'm using right now for this video, which is the Gopro Hero 10 Black. So that's the camera, which will also ultimately be responsible for the audio, because when you look closely here, what I've got, let's start with the chest mount, which is the GoPro Chesty. I'm going to use that for this particular setup, and you'll kind of see why as I advance through this setup, and then when I attach some photos and or video of me wearing everything, you'll kind of see why the chest mount makes sense. Plus, I kind of like what the chest view looks like on the motorcycle. You'll also notice on my helmet, which is the Bell MX-9 Adventure series, I do have a top mount on that, which I use for just, you know, like when I'm riding to work or just doing quick trips or whatever. I just want to have a camera on for whatever reason. I'm not necessarily vlogging or doing anything like that. I just need to throw a camera on, have a helmet, be on my bike. So some of the other pieces of equipment I've got here is just a USB-C, USB by USB-C cable that came with my Samsung phone. Just a standard cable that comes with your cell phone. I have the Rode Go lavalier microphone with the factory foam on it. I have an On battery bank, which I got from Walmart. I'm just using this one because this is what I have. I bought this like a year or two ago, and for when I'm out camping and going on road trips and stuff like that. It's going to work for what I do. It's got some USB connections. It's also got, what is that called? I forget that other connection there. That will work. You can use whatever battery bank you want. We're going to test this one out. And then I have the media mod, which is how I'm going to connect my battery bank and my 3mm TRS lavalier microphone. So I decided to go with the media mod because it was readily available. I went down to Best Buy, they had it on the shelf, I bought it. Boom, it was easy. I know some people have done some reviews. I've heard some people complain about it, some people don't. Makes a lot of sense for me because I could plug in the microphone and I can plug in the external battery bank for the GoPro, because when you're doing these long motorcycle rides, those GoPro batteries are not going to last very long, especially if you're shooting in the, you know, higher resolutions. So the media mod's going to make sense for this setup. So that's the equipment. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take this stuff, I'm going to get suited up, and I'm going to do a combination of some different riding scenarios. I'll do some residential, some city, freeway, highway, and I'm even going to go up to the mountain. I'm here in Las Vegas. I'll go up to Mount Charleston and hit some curves a little bit. So we can get a variety of scenarios with the factory microphone. I know a lot of people are running dead cats and doing different things to reduce wind noise and all that. I just want to see how this stuff works bare bones. This is a cool test for me, and I think a lot of other people that might be experimenting or thinking about getting into it, because some of this stuff I already had. Like obviously my cell phone cable, my battery bank, and then the helmet is kind of irrelevant in the respect that you're going to have, you know, a helmet anyway, you know. So we'll just see how this helmet works out in the scenario. And another cool test that's going to work for today is it seems to be really windy outside. So we're really going to put this microphone to the test without, you know, any type of insulation or dead cat, whatever methods people might be using. How does it work? Factory, out of the box, hooked up to a helmet. Now, the setup I'm going to use as far as connecting this microphone to the helmet, you'll see that I have a 3M adhesive pad in here. These things are commonly used for routing electrical wire and you know, panels and things like that. I've got a couple of zip ties that have a little bit of clearance in there, and I'm just going to clip that up right in front of my mouth. If it works great, maybe I'll think of something a little bit more appealing, more aesthetic, more permanent, but I just want to do something quick and easy and removable until I find out how this works and how it's going to develop in the future. So you can see these Rode mics, they come with a little clip on them. So I'll take that little spring clip, clip that to the zip ties in the chin part of the helmet there, and we're just gonna see how it sounds. We're gonna ride the bike. It's windy, like I say, the different scenarios, different situations, and we'll see how it sounds. So let's go ahead and get to that portion of the video. Here's the setup while being worn. What I like most about this setup already is that all of the weight is being supported by my shoulders and chest with everything here. You can see I got the battery bank in my front pocket. Obviously you could put that on either side or in a different pocket. You can put it in a backpack, just depends on the length of your cables. This setup is pretty sleek though. You can see that I've got the USB and lavalier microphone cables are also routed and coiled up into my pocket with the battery bank. So really the only thing that's exposed is this amount of cable for the lavalier microphone, which is kind of my one concern, is it can be a little bit snag prone, but I've already been moving around with my head. I've got full articulation with no issues. Another thing to note is that when I put this GoPro on here, I did have to use some extensions, which I had on hand from a previous GoPro, one of the originals. I had these things unused, and that is important because of the cable length to the chest. The other option would have been to get, right angle or 90-degree ends to buy a microphone and a USB cable that have those on them. That way you could bring that GoPro in a little closer if you wanted to, but I'm okay with this. It gives me a little bit of extra articulation and I can change the angles of the GoPro. So that's all good. You can see I got the microphone right in front of my mouth there, mounted in that cheek and chin area of the helmet. You can move that around if you wanted to. Seems like the audio is okay, obviously, so far from other tests. Another thing I'll point out is this works for the backpack as well. So boom, got a backpack on, you can do that. The only thing that's really not sleek is this cable here. So let's go ahead and do some testing, see how it sounds. All right, folks, I'm suited up, got the bike ready. Get some initial sound quality here. The microphone's pretty close to my mouth. We got plenty of wind outside, as you can see. So let's go ahead and see what my voice sounds like, what the bike sounds like, and just all the environment and surroundings, everything around. I'm gonna get a quick clip here of us going through some residential area, then we'll transition to city, then we'll transition to freeway, and then we'll transition to highway, and then I'll do some highway travel on some mountain roads, and we'll put it all together and see what it looks like. Let's check it out. Let's get this bike fired up and start there. It's actually really nice, aside from the wind outside. It's that time of year here in Las Vegas where, me personally, I really like the fall. It cools down, just opens up a lot of opportunities. So, let's see how this bike sounds. It's already warmed up, so we're just gonna get to it. This is the Kawasaki Versys 650. All right. It's actually a really cool bike too. I've seen some kind of mixed reviews on YouTube as of late, but I got this thing back in 2011, and I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool bike. It's like that nice blend between, adventure and sport. It definitely leans itself more to being a sport bike. That's just the way it rides, the way it feels. But I mean, if you wanted to take it down some dirt roads, you could, and I suppose some guys do. But I guess I'll kind of save the Kawasaki Versys review for another day. All right. Let's go ahead and keep it on the residential for a minute. Alright, so with medium wind, I'll call that medium wind, I don't know what the actual speed is, going 25 miles per hour in a residential area, no other vehicles. This is what the GoPro with a media mod and a Rode Go microphone, unmodified, no sound deadening, no insulation. This is the sound. Alright folks, one other thing I'm going to point out is on that last clip in the residential, I did have the visor down on the helmet. Visor's down now, and then when I do a visor up test, I'll let you know. So now we're on a city street. Medium winds, probably about medium traffic. It's just about that time of day where we're going to start getting into rush hour. Doesn't look too bad now. I'm going 45 miles per hour down a city road, medium wind. GoPro Hero 10 Black with a media mod and a Rode Go microphone. No insulation, no dead cats. Alright, so getting on the freeway here. Going about 65 miles per hour with the GoPro Hero 10 Black in a media mod hooked up to a Rode Go microphone, lavalier style. No insulation, no dead cats, just sitting in the chin mount of the bike, or the helmet, excuse me. Medium winds out, medium heavy traffic. How's that sound? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do a visor up. Just a click or two, 65 miles per hour on the freeway. Alright, that's visor up. Visor back down. Alright, so now I'm on a highway going 70 miles per hour. Medium to heavy winds. They're actually feeling pretty heavy. You can see I'm leaning quite a ways into this. So how's that sound? Gotta be pretty windy. I can feel a lot on my chin, so it'll be interesting to see how this sounds when I get back on the tablet. So that's visor down. Let's go ahead and do visor one click up. I'm sure that was terrible. So anyway, there you go. Alright folks, so I'm on the mountain. Let's go ahead and hit some curves and see how this sounds. A little bit less wind up here because I'm shielded from the Spring Mountain Range here a little bit, especially right here. I'm on this Kyle Canyon Road junction between Kyle Canyon and Lee Canyon. A little bit of a calm before the storm, but I tell you what, it's getting chilly. It's November 2nd, 2022. Let's see, about 3:25 in the afternoon, and the air temperature up here is pretty chill. I don't know what it is for a fact, but it's got probably in the 40s, I'm sure. Let's go see what this setup sounds like. There's some good curves on this pass up here. Anybody that lives in town that hasn't done it, or if you're ever visiting the area doing some riding, there's a junction between Kyle Canyon and Lee Canyon Road. This is, as far as motorcycles is concerned, this is probably the best part. Street bikes. So let's see, 55 miles per hour up the mountain pass. How's that sound? It's chilly, I tell you that. It's a chilly one. Oh yeah.
Nice views up here. So yeah, I'm just curious to see how this all turns out, because no mods, bone stock, this is what we got. And then obviously, you know, we'll build from here, and you know, unless the results are absolutely terrible, I'll go ahead and post this up, because I know there'll probably be some people out there that, oh, this is, you know, this was predictable or whatever. I don't really care. You know, it's a trial run for me. I know there's other people in the market that are searching these videos. I searched, you know, a handful of videos past week or two, and these are my results. GoPro Hero 10 Black with a media mod, talking through a Rode Go Lavalier microphone, 55 miles per hour on a Kawasaki Versys 650 on a mountain highway road. Still kind of light winds even right here. I'm kind of shielded. The winds were getting heavy down there on the highway coming up. It was actually unenjoyable. I was getting pushed around so bad. I know I did get some audio of that. Let's go ahead and do a visor click up right here, if I can get a grip on it. I'm sure that sounds terrible. That air was frigid. I couldn't even hardly see when I did that. That's how cold the air was. Close my eyes. So, alright. Because you know, all I can really hear is wind with this helmet. I can hardly even hear the bike, to be honest with you. Once I get up over like 45 miles per hour, I can hardly even hear this bike unless you're really ringing it out, getting the RPMs up. So, cool. That should be good enough content for what I wanted to do with this video. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. Just want to say thanks again to everyone for watching. I'm still set up in the rig right now, talking through the Rode Go microphone. And found me a nice spot up here at Mount Charleston in Las Vegas, Nevada. Got out of the wind. It's absolutely beautiful up here this time of year. Nice and chill. And gonna hang out for a few minutes and enjoy. So thank you again for watching. Here's a nice look of the Kawasaki Versys 650 2009 model. She's pretty mint. Nice day for a ride. Alright folks, see you next time.